this is Emma from Plan, Inspire, Create, and I'm going to talk about my progress 60 days into my 90-day goals. So it's the end of month 2, I'm 60 days into my Just 90 planner now. This is the Just 90 planner that I use to plan my goals in 90-day chunks. And what I do is I check in kind of every 30-day period and just update on how I'm getting on with my goals. I review my progress and then I plan out the following month to make sure that I'm keeping on track. And the aim of the 90-day goals is to move me towards my vision for my life in 8 different areas, which I set way back at the beginning of this planner. And if you want to know more about that, I will leave a link of a Just 90 Planner playlist down below where you can catch up on these goal planning videos. The idea with this planner is really that you have that big vision and you break it down into 90-day goals, projects, actions, and habits. And then this is my monthly plan that I put together for month 2 to kind of look at what I was hoping to achieve by the end of this month. So in this video, I'm going to be filling in my end of month check-in first. So looking at what's gone well this month, what hasn't gone so well, what I can learn from, and kind of what I'm proud of, what's motivated me moving forwards. And then I'll move on to setting up for month 3. So I will do a kind of overview monthly plan for the final month, looking at what I really need to focus on to make sure I stay on track. And then I will fill out my weekly plans for the last 4 weeks. So if we look at what I said I was going to achieve, which projects will I be focusing on? I'll give you a quick rundown of what these projects are. So Project Strength is all about building strength in my body. Project Shop was about relaunching my website with a shop right there on the website so people can shop direct. Project Restructure is about restructuring how I work to try and make things more efficient. Project Hub is about attending my local autism hub. And Project Autisphere is around producing regular content on a blog and podcast that I run with a friend about autism. So then I had a list of things that I had hoped to have achieved by the end of the month. So to have implemented an intentional exercise plan and for exercise to becoming a consistent routine, time tracking to be a regular habit, creating workflows for each task that I do in my work, feeling a bit more comfortable attending Autism Hub events, be working on a schedule of Autisphere content as per my schedule, and I've launched my new shop. So I'm happy to say that I am up to date with all of these things, which if I think back to the last set of 90-day goals, I definitely wasn't there at this period in time. So that feels nice. And my new shop is now launched, which was a big milestone for this 30 days. Now, in terms of the exercise, I've actually changed how I'm approaching this project. So if I find that project page, you can see that it says that I'll increase my fitness gradually to the level of 30 minutes walking daily, physio 5 times a week, and 1 fun exercise a week. I actually decided to change how I'm tackling this, and I've joined my local gym. My thought process around this was that when I'm starting out, it's much easier for me to track the times, the levels of exertion for exercise, keeping things consistent for me because you can get that data from the machines and I can see how I'm doing, I can slowly increase it, and it's a bit more easier to control as I'm starting out. The gym isn't my favourite thing in the world, to be honest. However, I decided to just do a little shift in how I'm tackling this goal. So those kind of measures that I set for the end of the period to look at will be different. But to be honest, I feel I am likely to have increased my strength more than I would have with the original plan. So I'm not really concerned. I think there has to be flexibility to change and adapt to what is going to work better for you. So that's what I've done. Then for time tracking to become a regular habit in my business, this is really a part of my working week now. I track what times I'm working and what I'm working on an app called Clockify on my phone, and that's been working really well. Creating the workflows for each task that I do in my work is on my list for this week because I'm filming very slightly early, so I've still got some of this week, and that's fine. I know it's going to be done and I'll be kind of on track. Then feeling a bit more comfortable attending Autism Hub events, I would say that I am getting there. I am now a bit more familiar with the environment, with the staff, with some people who go. So rather than it being this huge unknown, I know it a bit more. So I'm gonna go through the weekly plans and just make sure that I definitely did everything in these weeks and that there's nothing I need to carry forward. So I did my exercise, although in a different way. I took my new product photos. Now, what I decided to actually do was I realised that I didn't need all new product photos to launch the website and that it was a very, very big job. So what I decided to do was to do it in 2 categories, and the other ones I'm going to do in their own time and just add that to my general kind of work calendar of things to do. So I'm going to grab a notebook and just write that down, that it's something that needs to go kind of on my longer term to-do list for the shop. So finishing new product photos. Then the following week, again, I did the exercise but in a different way. And the same with the SEO for the website and the blog posts. I decided that I didn't need the entire amount to be able to launch the shop successfully. So there is more work that I want to do on that I'm going to add into my general work schedule. So I'm just going to add those to this list. So week 7, these were all done. So my exercise plan, finalising the design of the shop, Facebook and Instagram integration, setting up discount codes and opening the shop. So they were all done that week. There's just a few tweaks I'd like to make on the design that are really picky. So again, I'm going to add that to my list. And then this week, I have already scheduled events in my diary and the other tasks are diaried in for this week. So I know that they are going to happen. So I should be on schedule by the end of the 8 weeks, which is an absolute miracle. Definitely this time in the last 90 days is not where I was. So now I'm going to do my end of month check-in. I'm going to fill in this spread and then I will come back and show you what I wrote. Okay, so this is my end of month check-in and I'm feeling really positive having filled this out. Like I said, definitely a different place to where I was at this point the last time I did a 90-day cycle, so I'm happy. So what am I most proud of this month? I said absolutely launching my new shop. I worked so hard on it and I really think it's going to be a game changer for my business. Then which habits or practices work well and help me achieve my plans? I said assessing and reassessing my priorities and whether I really needed to do things to the level I had planned or whether that was just perfectionism talking. Allowing myself to shift how I complete a goal and focusing on the wins and letting that positivity drive me forwards. And then, like I said, I've now completed Project Shop. My brand new shop is open, so I'm really, really happy to have got there. Did I achieve everything I hoped to achieve by the end of this month as set out in the monthly plan? I said yes. There are some tasks under Project Shop that I decided to schedule into my regular work calendar for the next month. I realised that I could complete my goal without them and they were not a priority. What might I be able to do differently next time to help me stay on track? I said, get better at estimating how long things will take me, but my time tracking will help me with this. So I've got a plan for that moving forward, and that's going to be a big part of the next month. And then what's motivating me as I move into the new month? Being able to take what I've learned from time tracking and use it to create more efficiency in my business, bringing more balance to my life. Because that's what all this is for at the end of the day. So flicking to month 3, it says, massive congratulations for sticking with this process. Chances are it might not be going 100% as you'd hoped. Life happens and that's okay. What you should be so proud of is that you're back here ready to try and embrace the final month. It's now the final stretch. At the end of this month, you'll evaluate whether you've achieved your goals. So this is your last chance in this 90-day period to make significant progress towards living the type of life you truly want to live. This makes it the perfect time to review the following: your vision, your goals, your project pages, and your vision board. Refocus your attention on the why. What are the reasons you are taking these steps each month, week, and day? This should keep you focused and give you another surge of motivation to carry you to the end. So if I flick back to my vision, like I said, I'm not going to go through it all in super minute detail, but I'm going to refer to some of the bits that are really relevant to this set of 90-day goals. So for example, under physical, I wrote, I will be stronger. This will involve ongoing work that I will do. So I'm really starting to feel that now, and it's really important to me as someone with a chronic illness that I build that strength. And I said I will make lifestyle changes to live healthier overall. So it really makes me think about why I want to be doing those things. Then under social and community, I said I will feel part of communities relevant to me and my interests. So in terms of Project Hub, feeling more a part of my local autistic community, that really links in with that. Under professional, work will not be at the expense of my health or other areas of my life. And that's where focusing on Project Restructure in this next month is really going to help me work towards that and find a bit more balance. And then I will help and support others in a way that is sustainable for me and that feels meaningful. So I do that through Plan, Inspire, Create, but also through producing blog and podcast content for the Autisphere on autism. I feel I'm giving back to the autistic community in some way. And the same here under passion. I will share my learning with others and I will give back to others. So that really helps me to do that. So those are just some key points of my vision. Like I said, you can watch the video where I set this up in this planner and go through how I came to that vision, which will be linked down below. And then looking at my goals, I set 3 goals for this 90 days. So the first one is to increase my fitness gradually to reach the level of 30 minutes walking, physiotherapy, etc. But we know that those measures, those levels have changed slightly. How will I know I've completed it? I will have reached the level of activity set out in the goal by the end of the 90 days. Obviously, we know that's changed. How will this goal help me move towards my vision? I'll be stronger, and building strength will have become a fun part of my routine. What will happen if I don't achieve it? My pain levels will increase due to lack of movement, and I'll not be able to carry out as much activity. So it really drives home the importance for me of building that strength to be stronger in my everyday. I don't want to be struggling with day-to-day activities, and so while the gym might be boring and hard, it brings me back to why I'm doing it. Goal 2 was that I'll increase efficiency in my business. It will help me move towards my vision because streamlining work processes will help protect my health, and I will have created the space to be able to grow my business, not just maintain it. And if I don't achieve it, my business won't grow, I'll be overworked. These are just not things that I want. It's why I started Plan Inspire Create in the first place, was to avoid those feelings. So it's really important that I finish this project. And then goal 3 was about devoting time to support the autistic community at least once a week. I'll be helping and supporting others in a way that's sustainable for me and feels meaningful, and it'll help me feel part of local and online communities. But if I don't achieve it, I may feel isolated from my local community and others similar to me, and I'll miss out on supporting others, which is one of my core values. Then I have my projects. So we know Project Strength is about building my strength, and that's now swapped to the gym routine. Project Shop was all about setting up the shop on my website, and that is now done. Project Confidence was all about developing the skills to remove self-doubt and fear from my working life, and I found that I am applying those skills in the day-to-day now. The actual project itself is finished, and I found that I am still applying those skills, so I'm really pleased with my progress on that one. Project Restructure is going to be the focus of this next month, all about reviewing and streamlining my business processes. Project Hub is about getting involved in my local autism hub, which I've been doing. And then Project Autosphere is about producing that regular blog and podcast content around living as an autistic adult. So then just to look at my vision board, I always love coming back and reviewing my vision board, and what's nice actually looking at this vision board is seeing the images related to building the shop on the website and realizing that I've now completed those and kind of what they represent, and it really spurs me on to achieve some of the other things on here, kind of what the other images are representing, so that I can have that same feeling. It gives me that little boost of confidence that I can do it, that I can achieve my goals, and then I can kind of use that and apply it to the other areas. And it's good to see the images that kind of represent the Restructure project and think about restructuring work to bring more balance into my life, which is what I have been seeking. So coming off the back of that, it always does remind me why I'm doing these things, that they're not just tasks on a page, that it's really to move me more towards the type of life that I do want to be living. And that makes me feel really, really motivated when I'm thinking about setting up for the final month. So I'm going to pull these pages out, ready to set up for month 3. And what I'm going to do is just pull out the month 3 plan from last month so that I can reference it, because each time I plan out kind of all the months that are left and think about how I'm going to split the tasks across the time. And because I am reasonably on track this time, it might be a case that much of this stays the same, and then I need to look at what tasks I need to do on particular weeks. So I'll do that now, and I'll come back and I will show you what I wrote. Okay, I'm all set up. I've done my 4 weeks. I've done my monthly plan. So let me pop these back in the planner for you, and I will go through with you what I wrote. I'm definitely feeling really, really motivated. And I feel that's what this process of reviewing can do. It's really important to review and reflect along the way, and not just try and do the whole 90 days in one stint without doing that, because I just feel that's the way you get off track. You lose your momentum and your motivation. So yeah, I'm excited to share with you what I've written. So, month 3, which projects will I be focusing on? I've got 4 here now because I've completed 2, which is nice. So Project Strength, Restructure, Hub and Autosphere. And then my main focus will be on Strength and Restructure. The other 2 have kind of ticked along all the way through in the background, but there's going to be a big push on Strength and Restructure. What do I have to have achieved by the end of this month? So all projects completed. And then I said to have a new plan for approaching work, a forward plan for the next 3 to 6 months, to feel stronger, to feel more a part of my local community, and to be creating more regular content related to being autistic. And what I like about this is I kind of thought about how I want it to feel as well as what tasks I want to see done. And then what key milestones will I need to reach? Well, I need everything completed because it'll be the end of the 90 days. Do I have any fears about my monthly plan? I've said I have a week's holiday, which I actually overlooked at the beginning when I was setting up for the 90 days. How can I overcome these fears? I said, remind myself that I'm allowed to take breaks like everyone else. I will plan around it in advance. And then what excites me about this monthly plan, I said, completing the Restructure project to bring more balance to my life moving forward. And then I had a look at my project pages, if I show you one here. So if I show you the one from Project Restructure, for example, I've got the project description and how it will help me work towards my goal. And then I've got the individual habits and actions that I need to complete. So what I do is I have a look and make sure where I'm at with those, and then I look at the deadlines and figure out when they need to be done by, and I slot them into the weeks that I think I can best carry them out in. So I split it across the 4 weeks, taking into account other things that I've got going on, like my holiday. So week 9, I'm going to be adjusting any written workflows for Project Restructure. So I will have thought about how I'm going to streamline processes, maybe change some things. And then what I want to do is kind of change my written workflows of those, because I want them to act as like individual task lists for projects. So when I do a type of project again, because a lot of them are repeating, I can pull that up and I know the steps I need to take to get it done. Then I'm going to attend a drop-in at the Autism Hub this week, and I'm going to share my autism podcast, which I will have recorded with my friend. And then in terms of habits, I'll be carrying on my time tracking, and I will be trying to go to the gym 3 times. Then week 10 is my holiday. I know I won't be able to go to the gym, but where I am, there'll be a swimming pool. So I thought that I could go swimming instead. Then week 11, I am happy with these tasks. So the first one for Project Restructure is to create a content library. So in terms of pictures, mainly pictures, some videos of kind of products, projects, things that I might want to pull from on a repeated basis. I want to have them in one place to make it easier. And I'm happy to say I've already started that as part of Project Shop. So I'm happy that I feel a little bit ahead on that. Then in week 12, I will be planning 3 to 6 months ahead for business, attending a women's group at my local autism hub for the first time. And then for the Autosphere, I'll be recording a podcast and doing some social media planning. So there's a nice mix of tasks. And then again, the time tracking and the gym. So I'm happy with the split of tasks across those weeks. There's a nice mix. It feels very achievable, noting what else is going on in those weeks, kind of in my personal and business life. So that makes me feel motivated, that I kind of believe in the plan, that it is achievable for me. So I hope it's been useful for you to see how I review where I am with my goals, how I think about getting on track again, and kind of dividing the work over time to make sure that I can achieve them. If you're using the Just 90 planner or another goals planner, you're doing this in a similar way and you get a bit stuck, you can always message me and ask me questions. Either leave me a comment on this video or send me an Instagram message. I'm always more than happy to answer any additional questions that people have. And then I will come back and check in at the end of the 90 days, where I'll be reflecting on each goal and whether I felt it's been achieved and what I've learned from that process. And then reflecting on the 90 days as a whole in terms of, am I closer to my vision? What am I proud of? What do I want to spend more or less time on moving forwards? How will I celebrate my successes, which is always a really nice one. Lessons learned, things like that. And then I'll be recompleting this life satisfaction check-in. So scoring and writing notes about how satisfied I feel in each of these areas. This is something I completed right at the beginning, and it's always useful to compare back and see last time some things went up, some things went down, but when they go down, that's maybe a clue on what to work on for the next set of 90 days and maybe make that more of a priority. So I just, really enjoy this process, and I can't wait to check back in with you at the end of the 90 days, and hopefully I'll be sharing some successes with you. But until then, I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!